This is WLS TV Chicago. The following is a rebroadcast of the 10 p.m. Eyewitness News, which was videotaped earlier.
This is Eyewitness News with John Drury, Marianne Childers, Steve Dashler with weather, Tim Weigel on sports, and the Eyewitness News team. This is Eyewitness News.
Good evening. The federal government is getting tough with Chicago tonight on the issue of a third airport. Mayor Daley has proposed a Lake Calumet site along the border with Indiana. But as Hugh Hill reports, the government wants more details, fast.
Right now on the third airport issue.
The Federal Department of Transportation sent a tough-talking lawyer out to Chicago to issue an ultimatum to Mayor Daley. Give us some plans for your Lake Calumet third airport site by noon tomorrow, or suffer the consequences.
The secretary is coming very close to foreclosing the possibility of supporting Mayor Daley's request for any separate funding of a master plan analysis of the Lake Calumet site.
Sam Skinner's lawyer told reporters Washington has received no plans for Lake Calumet, even though Daley prepared a detailed brochure. Ken Quinn met for much of the day with top aides to Mayor Daley. He said he received nothing. Daley prepared a lengthy study of the Lake Calumet region and released it months ago. The mayor, who says he will submit his plan to a reconstituted by-state commission, seemed dumbfounded by Quinn's ultimatum when questioned by Andy Shaw.
Especially when people put deadlines that quick, I'll have to evaluate and find out what the repercussions will be.
So Sam Skinner is saying to Mayor Daley, fish are cut bait. Give us the plan by noon tomorrow. Strong words to the city of Chicago, but Sam Skinner may have enough power with the Bush administration to back them up. This is Hugh Hill, Channel 7 Eyewitness News at the Illinois Center.
Well, Quinn has not said what consequences there might be if the city fails to submit an adequate plan by that noon deadline tomorrow. Marianne?
John, a refund of $70 may be coming your way. The Illinois Supreme Court has ordered Commonwealth Edison to pay back money earned since an illegal rate hike. But as Jay Levine reports, the news may not all be good.
With the completion of Byron and Braidwood, ComEd became one of the national leaders in nuclear power and in utility rates. The court-ordered rollback pleases customers.
I think it's great. It's about time we get a refund.
It's nothing that Commonwealth Edison doesn't deserve.
But those who set the rates ComEd charges its customers say there's a downside to the utility being forced to refund anywhere from $500 to $800 million.
The first thing that as a regulator, I'm concerned about is, does this financial blow, if it turns out to be a very significant one, will it have any effects on the quality of service?
ComEd says don't worry, the service will be there. Wall Street analysts, noting only a slight drop in the price of ComEd stock today, predict relief for consumers may only be temporary.
If they're not taking in money, they're giving it back. That means they have to borrow it, they have to pay increased interest, and their ultimate cost of doing business goes up.
ComEd requested nearly $1 billion in rate hikes earlier this month. Now they'll undoubtedly want more. But the same people who were successful in court pledged to continue the fight.
Our role is not to bankrupt the company. Our role is to make sure that Edison only charges the rates that it can justify, that rates that are just and reasonable.
Rates that are just and reasonable for both consumers and Commonwealth Edison have proved difficult to agree on. And there's no indication that today's court decision will make that any easier. Jay Levine, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Jay mentioned a stock drop. This ruling sent Commonwealth Edison stock down $1.25 today on the New York Stock Exchange.
Marianne, a federal jury returned guilty verdicts today against all 5 persons on trial for conspiring with Chicago police officer Nedrick Miller in a multi-million-dollar West Side narcotics operation. Among them, Cook County Corrections Sergeant Joseph Neely, who allegedly boasted that he could smuggle drugs into Cook County Jail. Neely and the others each face up to 40 years in prison. Officer Miller, forced into retirement earlier, pleaded guilty. A man with a long criminal record apparently will not be charged after shooting a burglar to death last night in his place of business. Joseph Neal was working late when 2 men climbed through a partially bricked window. Neal grabbed a revolver and fatally shot 32-year-old Larry Grant. Grant's 29-year-old cousin Andre was wounded. He has been charged with burglary. Maria?
A Chicago public school principal was treated at a local hospital today for head injuries she received during a demonstration outside a Northwest Side elementary school. 6 protesters were arrested after the demonstration turned violent. Angry parents were picketing because students at a kindergarten graduation were not being permitted to wear caps and gowns. Another issue was the lack of Hispanic representation at the school. Protesters say the principal, Elizabeth Evan, refused to meet with them to hear their complaints. Students at Northwestern University may soon be the targets of a new tax levy. Evanston wants students to pay for the city services they use. But as Jim Rosenfield reports, some say such a tax would be illegal.
0.5%. It may sound minute, but it's a figure that's filling up seats at Evanston City Council meetings.
If you guys want money from the Northwestern administration, you need to negotiate with them. This tax hurts the students at Northwestern.
The $65 seems very small, but for some of these students, there's just nowhere that it can come from.
$65 is the approximate amount Northwestern students would be taxed based on their tuition. While students at 3 other smaller schools would pay less, their anti-tax sentiment appears to be just as strong.
Even if one does believe that the tax might be considered minimal in terms of amount, the precedent which it would set is staggering.
Twice in years past, the tuition tax concept has come and gone here, but the sponsor of the ordinance believes the third time could be the charm.
And what we've asked of Northwestern is that they pay their fair share of just 2 things that we furnish everybody, including them: police services and fire services.
Northwestern University's top brass is lobbying council members hard, but they warn of legal challenges in the works if the ordinance passes.
Northwestern is tax exempt, and we intend to maintain our tax exemption.
If city leaders do approve the tuition tax, it's believed it will be a first in the United States. A unique idea which has likely not seen the last of efforts to kill it. In Evanston, Jim Rosenfield, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
The tuition tax ordinance could come up for a vote before Evanston City Council by mid-June.
When we come back, plenty of pageantry on the first day of the Bush-Gorbachev summit, and a controversial new piece of telephone technology is Delta Setback.
Hey, don't wanna just drive, I wanna feel good.
Now save $1,600 on Ford Taurus loaded with air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, and more.
My Ford dealer.
That's the design-leading Taurus for under $14,500 delivered.
Feel good about it.
That means for a limited time, you can get the award-winning Ford Taurus loaded for less than Honda Accord.
See a Ford dealer and feel good about it.
Terrific sweater. Cost a lot?
Not at Burlington Coat Factory.
Hey, real sporty. Expensive?
Not at Burlington Coat Factory.
Great designer suit. Get a raise?
Don't need one at Burlington Coat Factory.
With so much for men, why do they call it Burlington Coat Factory?
Because they have more of these than anybody.
Besides, ever try to say Burlington men's suit, sport coat, shirt, tie, blazer, slacks, jeans, sweater coat factory?
The case of a homeowner's horror.
These bills are driving me crazy.
What can we do?
Thousands of homeowners are consolidating their bills with a low fixed-rate home equity loan from the money store. Your monthly payments may be a lot lower. Borrow up to $100,000 and more for any reason. You get a money-back guarantee. Return the money within 2 weeks of closing, and the deal is off at no cost to you. Call the money store or the mortgage baron. 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Like any mother, I want to do all I can for Ashley. What's great is that with Citrus Hill Fresh Choice, I'm doing something for her even at work. Just picked oranges have a special quality, but let them sit and they lose freshness. So we squeeze them not when it's convenient, but when it's right. The day they're picked, and seal in the freshness with a special cap. To Ashley, 1 day is an eternity. In a way, she's right.
New Citrus Hill Fresh Choice. What a difference a day makes.
From the boat to the dock to River Oaks Toyota.
Toyota Warehouse, you've got 200 units.
No way, we can't handle that many.
Liquidate.
It's an instant liquidation with sacrifice reductions. Go beyond warehouse prices while you can. Tershell's $199 down or $99 a month. Save up to $5,000 on a Toyota. 2-wheel drive trucks, $199 down or $99 a month. Get a liquidation price before it's too late. Take 159th East off the Calumet Expressway, Calumet City, or US 20 Michigan City. The River Oaks Toyota Warehouse. It's an instant liquidation.
President Bush tonight capped off day one of the four-day superpower summit with a spectacular state dinner honoring Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev. At the dinner, Mr. Bush praised his honored guest for his political and economic reforms. The elaborate gathering topped off a busy day which began when the Gorbachevs arrived at the White House. Following a ceremonial welcome, the two presidents held a friendly two-hour opening session.
The United States and the American people approach every issue with a sincere belief that our two nations can find common ground.
The day's most dramatic moment came when Gorbachev leaped from his armored limousine, stunning the rush hour crowd. The grinning Gorby said he felt at home. But while Mr. Gorbachev was greeting Washington residents, a large contingent of Chicagoans was preparing to join the crowd tomorrow. 8 busloads of angry Lithuanian Americans are bound for Washington tonight. The group plans to demonstrate along Gorbachev's route tomorrow. The Lithuanian Americans want to confront Gorbachev face-to-face about his refusal to honor Lithuania's declaration of independence from the Soviet Union. The group intends its protest to be peaceful but vocal.
Well, a setback tonight for phone companies offering the controversial caller ID service. A Pennsylvania judge banned the service in that state, ruling it's an invasion of privacy and violates laws against wiretapping and phone number tracing. The device allows customers to see the phone number of the person who's calling. 8 states currently offer the device, and 9 others are considering it, including Illinois. Bell Telephone of Pennsylvania says it might appeal today's decision to the state Supreme Court. All right.
In just a matter of days, suburban Tinley Park will open the biggest amphitheater in the country. That story is coming up. And a little bit later, Tim Weigel will be along with this week's wackiest moments in sports.
It's a pleasant night here in Chicago. There's a pleasant Friday coming up as well. Details about that in a couple of seconds. But first, a look around other locations in this big country of ours for Friday.
They always knew we were good, but this year, Four Wheel and Off-Road magazine saw us in a different light.
See your Chicagoland Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Due to the scheduling of fall, summer will be a short 94 days. So while there's time, take the long way home. Run through a sprinkler. Relax with a pitcher of Country Time lemonade flavored drink mix with a taste of good old-fashioned lemonade. For these days are best enjoyed slowly, one sip at a time.
If you shower with soap, this is what you're missing.
Zestfully clean.
Never before. Never with soap.
Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
Soap leaves a sticky film behind, but Zest rinses clean away. Zest deodorant lathers you clean, then rinses you cleaner. With Zest, you feel cleaner because you are cleaner.
Zestfully, zestfully, zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
It is a new generation of value.
Take a look at the Cutlass Sierra.
It is a new generation of pride.
And just take a look at all you get.
Cutlass Sierra.
And with $2,000 cash back, it's just $11,688.
What a great way to drive.
Come into your local Olds dealer today.
It is a new generation of value.
Workers are still putting the finishing touches on what is to be and what is to become the largest outdoor concert theater in North America. The World Music Theater in west suburban Tinley Park is designed to hold over 28,000 people. Promoters say that they hope the new theater will attract more major acts to the Chicago area. Police in Tinley Park are already gearing up extra patrols for this weekend's grand opening, which will feature Cher. Steve, she's going to be a guest here. I would imagine that it wouldn't be nice to have rain for this this opening this weekend.
Especially she has that thing with the tattoos and all that stuff.
Yes, true.
One thing I can guarantee, there will be no summit news in this weathercast. Let's take a look now at the current weather in motion from today. There are some clouds popping up at this hour, traveling from southwest to northeast across the area. A couple of sprinkles down toward the southwest of Chicago. Could be a couple of sprinkles all around the area, no big deal. Most of them will evaporate before they hit the ground. Big storms, though, in the Gulf of Mexico, in Louisiana and portions of northeastern Texas late tonight. As for 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, a happy ending to a decent week for a change. 55 at 7 o'clock in the morning, then rising. At Gary, now 63. Zion, currently 58 degrees. At Geneva, temperature there is at 62. The lakefront now is 57, 65 Midway, 61 degrees for O'Hare. The winds right now are southeast at 10. The barometer is steady. Humidity 48%. High today has been 75, and the low so far has been 40. The record high 98 degrees back in 1934. The record low 35 in 1873. And tomorrow's sunrise at 5:18. Here's the current satellite. That little arm of clouds has produced a couple of sprinkles here and there. Lower clouds back toward the southwest. There are some sprinkles back in Minnesota as well, and some more general rains way down to the southwest of us in sections of Oklahoma. Temperatures now are mild, but they're even milder back into the plain states. They're upper 60s and lower 70s, 73 for Missouri, 73 for Memphis, and 70 now for Louisville. The forecast map for Friday shows there will be clouds near us, but there will still be some sunshine here tomorrow. A fairly pleasant day with tomorrow's highs in the 80s. Here's the forecast for us for tonight. Calling for partly cloudy skies, pleasantly cool. There will be a southeast breeze, low 55. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies, windy and warm. South winds at 15 to 25, high 80. Tomorrow night, windy and mild with thunderstorms possible late, low 65. Following day, Saturday, some partly cloudy skies, windy and warm and humid with thunderstorms. Southwest to west winds, high 84. Then for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 74 on Sunday, 73 on Monday, and 77 degrees on Tuesday. These temperatures feel more like it ought to feel this time of the year.
You're right. Well, it's turning, but slowly. Thank you, Steve. Well, it was a close one tonight at Comiskey. Coming up, Tim Weigel tells us if the Sox were able to pull off their 6th in a row. And in medicine tonight, I'll explore the ethical questions stemming from a dramatic procedure that now lets doctors freeze fertilized eggs.
Not 3, not 2, but 1. One coat Hammerite means you don't need a primer or an undercoat, and there's no unsightly rust. Sorry, Marvin. Just one generous coat stops rust on gates, garden furniture, swings, bikes, cars, oil rigs, and gives a tough hammered finish. Hammerite comes in 14, 14, 14! Thank you, Marvin. Attractive colors plus white. Remember, no primer, no undercoat, no rust. That's one coat Hammerite with glass guard. All right!
Now available in aerosol. Available at these leading hardware stores.
This coupon from Homemakers is worth 4 days vacation in Orlando, Florida, free. All you do is buy $1,000 worth of furniture at Homemakers. The Homemakers Florida coupon buys 3 nights at a Hilton in Orlando, plus discounts for shows, restaurants, and many other attractions. We only have 450 coupons, so hurry. Spend $1,000 at John M. Smith's Homemakers any day through Monday and get 4 days in Florida free.
Rockabye your baby. Hi, I'm Harry Schmerler, your singing Ford dealer. Schmerler Ford is proud to introduce the world-class 1991 Ford Escort. Brand new from top to bottom, from bumper to bumper. They're here and they're on sale now at Schmerler Ford for under $8,000. That's right, under $8,000. Schmerler Ford is at Route 83 and 2E in Elk Grove Village, where quality products are sold by quality people.
Now Little Lotto gives you a little something on top of big cash prizes 3 times a week. More chances to win. Cars, Plymouth lasers. Just match 2 numbers and enter Little Lotto's laser driveaway. In June, lucky Little Lotto players will win 3 lasers every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 39 of them. Never played Little Lotto? Well, hey, get going. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Little Lotto, Little Lotto, Little Lotto.
In medicine tonight, Michael Jeffrey Gabriel. He's only 3 days old, but he's already made history as the first baby born in Illinois from a frozen fertilized egg. But his birth is raising questions, some big questions about the potential of new reproductive technologies. To his parents, baby Michael is a miracle. But to doctors at Chicago's Mount Sinai Hospital, he's a miracle of technology as well as nature. 9 months ago, he looked like this. It's a fertilized human egg, magnified hundreds of thousands of times. Several were harvested from Kathy Gabriel in a costly, complicated procedure involving drug therapy and in vitro fertilization. 8 of them were frozen in liquid nitrogen, thawed, and implanted in her uterus last September, when other fertility treatments had failed.
This whole process has showed us how it's out of our hands totally. I mean, we can think we're in control of our lives in so many ways, and we're not. If it's meant to be, it'll work, and if it's not, it won't.
Kathy Gabriel had all 8 of her frozen fertilized eggs implanted at once. But the whole point of this procedure is to give women several chances at pregnancy and to spare them the cost and the anxiety of repeating the entire in vitro procedure. But it also opens up the possibility that a woman could donate unused eggs to women whose ovaries don't function because of illness, surgery, or menopause.
We have now evidence that patients can conceive even in the peri or early postmenopausal time. anywhere between 40 to 50 years of age, theoretically we can do it. So we can get our grandmothers pregnant too.
Psychiatrist Dr. Nada Stotland sees big problems with egg donations and deciding who gets what.
Should society decide? Should a judge decide? Should when we have adoption agencies. We have all kinds of people who oversee who should become a parent, who should play God.
Although fertilized eggs can theoretically be stored for 20 years, Mount Sinai gives patients 1 year to decide whether to use them, to donate them, or permit the hospital to dispose of them. So far, no eggs have been disposed of. Mount Sinai doctors say they hope this never happens. But someday there will be fertilized eggs that nobody wants.
Will they be for sale? That's a major issue. There are laws against that, okay? But that doesn't mean, again, that it doesn't happen.
Last year, there was a highly publicized custody battle over frozen fertilized eggs in Tennessee. But right now, there are no laws governing them. Dr. Stotland fears that if legislation or the courts try to set limits on this procedure, a black market in frozen eggs could develop.
The wacky world of Weigel Wieners when we come back.
Say, Darrell, didn't you just sell Jim here a Lincoln Continental?
Sure did.
Well, it says here the Cadillac DeVille costs $1,800 less. It says here over 3 years, DeVille's resale is $4,000 better than Continental's. And says here you can now get $1,500 cash back on the DeVille. It says here...
Ooh, I gotta be going. Hold it, Darrell. You still got a shave coming.
When it hasn't been such a good day, or even such a good week, that's when you know it's not just a phone. It's your best friend reminding you again.
Hello?
One to one, we're all connected.
If you look east tomorrow morning, there'll be a brand new sun coming up to start your world off fresh. And if it rains instead, she'll buy you lunch.
Just call, we're all connected.
This is Maaco's Ambassador Paint Service. Just $189. We professionally prepare your car. We chemically clean it, surface sand it, and give it a high-grade oven-baked enamel finish from over 7,000 colors. All backed in writing in over 400 centers coast to coast. Maaco's Ambassador Paint Service. The best value for your money. Just $189. If you want high-quality work for this kind of price, you better get Maaco.
You don't need an invitation to know she wants you there. You don't need a reason to let her know you care. You don't need to say a word to tell her that she's great. All you need is to show her how to celebrate.
Swiss Mocha, a chocolate-flavored coffee from General Foods International Coffees.
Celebrate the moments of your life.
Hi, Joe Morgan here. Crawford's record steal at the last big league event looked unbeatable, but her husband's in great position to do it here.
Go, honey!
He's looking to go home with factory-to-dealer incentives up to $1,200.
Go for the $1,200!
And up to $735 on option packages. He's going...
Excuse me, I want the 4x4.
It's a record-breaking steal.
Yay, honey!
While they're doing the wave, throwing it back to you, John.
Toyota's big league sales event.
It's a whole new ball game.
Well, Tim, the question is, did the White Sox keep their streak alive?
Well, Marianne, I don't think so. Matter of fact, I know they didn't, but it was close. The White Sox were going for their 6th win in a row tonight, but unfortunately, they were facing a team almost as hot as the Sox are. The Minnesota Twins have been doubling their pressure for the last couple of weeks, too. And tonight, the boys from the North Woods got the upper hand on the South side. But the Sox made it interesting. 42-year-old Carlton Fisk shows there's some spring in those old legs as he lunges for this pop foul from Freddie Manrique. Unfortunately, when Carlton tries to throw the ball, he hits himself in the foot. That's called shooting yourself in the foot. More defense, though, for the Sox with the bases full of Twins. Hey, Carlos Martinez, look what I found, Ma. Look, Ma, no eyes. Yeah, he never did see that one, but he caught it. And then Carlos comes up with a seeing eye single past a diving Alfred E. Newman. Yvonne Calderon scores, and the Sox narrow it to 3-2, but the Twins get the win and they have now won 7 out of their last 8 games, those Twins have. And if this one holds up, Oakland will take a 3.5-game lead on the White Sox. In the National League, none of these games completed yet, but we'll show you the partial scores anyway. You West Coast fans have a ball with that one. And the Bulls had a light workout at Deerfield this afternoon after last night's loss to Detroit. Scottie Pippen having some fun, but he didn't have any fun last night. You remember, Scottie drew a technical foul when he slammed down the Pistons' hated Bill Laimbeer. Scottie will get a fine tomorrow, and Phil Jackson says the intensity will intensify in tomorrow night's game.
We'll continue to increase. We picked up a few things off the tape from the 4th game. Laimbeer got a shot in on Michael. Looked like he might be going for the ball, but in reality, he got an elbow in the mouth against him. And then, of course, Scottie took down Laimbeer, got called for the technical on it, and rightly so. But Laimbeer, of course, in his typical self, got off the floor and had some things to say about it. And those incidents are remembered.
Yes, they are, and this will be remembered, too, by Mercedes Paz of Argentina. She lost 17 pounds before this match, and she upset the defending champion, Arantxa Sanchez. Mercedes Paz, one of the other upsets in this tournament. It's been amazing because Boris Becker and Stefan Edberg had already been knocked out as well. Jennifer Capriati did win, but as you see, even without those 17 pounds, Mercedes Paz really packs a wallop. Well, a beautiful night in Chicago and a perfect occasion for a wiener roast. As we present this week's Weigel Wiener highlight reel, we focus first on those dreaded Detroit Pistons and forward John Sally, who looks exactly like that cartoon hero, Bart Simpson.
Hey, man, I didn't do anything wrong.
If you didn't do anything wrong, John, then it's not wrong for Michael Jordan to grab Joe Dumars' pants and pull him down.
I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. There's no way they can prove anything.
Well, nobody saw you lose this ball, did you, Bart? To your big... Oh, he's so upset. Well, hey, watch the pitch out. And Ellis Burks, keep your eye on this high fly. Uh-oh. Ooh, right in the breadbasket. And speaking of baskets, watch this Cub fan empty his pockets in the left field ivy.
I am sick and tired of not knowing whether you're going to come home with your pockets empty or what.
Well, Darren Dalton doesn't come up empty, catches the ball and his hat, but these guys don't catch anything. These high flies are more like wasps or bees. Brad, the big story this year is this bee that's flying right between us here. Must be a bee in Rick Dempsey's pants, and you better put a bee in Bo Jackson's bonnet because this guy's asleep at the switch.
I was losing that drive that takes you to be a winner.
The mayor has a drive to be a wiener, commenting on the city's dog laws.
People who walk their dogs should clean up their poop, I guess. What the hell? That's what it is. That's what they should pick up. I mean, I don't want city workers walking around picking up the poop.
I think that particular exchange will go into what we call our gag reel as well.
As long as it's not a Weigel wiener, that's fine.
Yes, Andy, but it was a Weigel wiener, and a big one, too. 2 weeks in a row for Mayor Daley, who is rapidly closing in on Brad Palmer's all-time record.
Well, that's a doubleheader, though. You not only get the mayor on, you get Joel Daley on, and also Andy Shaw.
We are equal opportunity wiener awarders.
Sooner or later, everyone ends up on that. That's our news.
Good night.